Okay, well, thanks everyone for joining the first of what we hope is going to be many monthly Spot roundups, co-hosted by myself and Simon here. So, new thing which we're hoping to launch and hopefully will take off. And in future, we hopefully have some new faces added to the roundtable for just the two of us for today. So, quick introductions, and then we'll go into the format and talk about some cool shit in the music world. So, Simon, I'll let you do a quick intro to yourself. Why don't you just tell us who you are, tell us where you're based, and tell us what your favorite album of 2026 is so far.
My username is Dr. Gonzo on the Sputnik website, and my real name's Simon. I primarily listen to most things, but generally it's in sort of the metal realm. Favorite album of this year? God,
I sprung that one on you.
yeah. Um, I don't know. There's been a lot. The Mo album was good. Try to
Dream
think.
Crush.
Yeah, Dream Crush. Yeah, did you listen to that?
Yeah, I thought it was great. It was great.
Yeah, that was like a sleep hit. So like start of the year, I actually started pushing myself because I have a tendency to fall in my own uh little box and not really branching out. So I never heard of them before. And when I put that on, it was a surprising sleeper hit. What's your favorite? Just while I'm looking.
Yeah, I was so yeah, I'm Steve. My username on the Sput website is Sharts Harder, which is what a good case of when you sign up with a troll nickname 10 years, and then later on when you actually start posting seriously, you're like, oh shit, I wish we could change that now. Yeah, based in London, and similar to you, like most musical tastes is in the metal, rock, punk, hardcore realm, as well as some other stuff in like hip hop and whatever. Favorite album of the year so far? There's been a few good ones. Probably the Neurosis album.
Yeah. That,
Getting over like the shock of them returning and just how fucking cool that is. How fucking cool it is to have Aaron Turner joining them.
mm,
It kind of re-sparked my love, not just for them as a band, but like that whole sort of post-metal genre. It's kind of something that I've kind of got a bit bored of over recent years and haven't been that interested in. But it was so good. It like made me really appreciate that kind of music again. And I don't think you give something a better, higher praise than that, really. But yeah, it's a fantastic album that, like most Neurosis albums, it just gets better the more you listen to it. Like once you really get into the detail and really sort of get bedded into it. So yeah, that's my favorite of 2026 so far. Maybe I've given you enough time to
no, it actually
come up or agree
it's a
with that.
toss up. It's a toss up between Neurosis and the Darko album on E2. I don't know if you've heard
Darko,
that.
okay, yeah, yeah. I heard. You know what? I heard it. Deathcore generally isn't my thing. Like, there's probably
No.
some exceptions to that, but I think if I was into deathcore, that would be up there. Like, that's a fucking bananas album that does some really cool experimental stuff with it, and it's just like high tempo, high energy the whole way through, whilst doing like 100 different things at once.
Yeah, it's just super
Uh,
exaggerated. That's what I like about them
yeah,
the most. Like everything's just like it almost feels like the memeing. How heavy can we
yeah,
go? It's that sort of thing. Like
yeah, yeah.
so, yeah.
It's
I
one of
mean,
those.
yeah. So it probably would be that. Like the new Neurosis album. I've never actually listened to any of their stuff before the new one, and it absolutely knocked me for six when I first heard it.
That's great.
Unbelievable.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's cool to see that people can still get into bands who've been around for that long. Like, as
Hmm.
much as it's great to discover like a mole, like getting into a band that's been around for 20 years and thinking, oh shit, I've now got so much to dig into here. It's a really
Yeah.
cool thing.
Yeah.
But
Unbelievable.
that Darko album is almost like it's one of those albums like the musical equivalent of doing like a fat line of cocaine. Like it's just like the rush that just comes on. It's like holy shit.
100%. That is exactly that is a great analogy. Yeah, that is a perfect analogy of how they are. Really energetic.
No, yeah, there's been some other ones. I think the other ones I'd probably have in contention would be the Converge albums, which I'm sure we'll talk about in a bit. I really love the Karnivool album as well. Another big return there. That's probably grown on me more since. Those are probably my contenders for now. But it's been a
Yeah,
strong year so far.
it 100% has. Also probably worth mentioning as like a bit of a quick highlight. I don't know if you do you like Architects?
Yes, yes, I did until they fell off. I don't know if
Yeah,
you have a different opinion on that than
no,
I
no,
do, but like,
yeah, I'm with you. But they released all of our Gods of Abandon's 10th anniversary. I don't know if you saw the review we did for it, but
I saw it and read it. I've not listened to it, but the original, like that album, is fantastic. That's one
mm,
of my favorite metalcore albums of the last, is it 10 years, 15 years,
yeah,
whatever the time period is.
yeah, 10 year. Well, it's 10 year anniversary. So, but I thought it was
Yeah,
interesting that they went down the physical only route for it because it is actually it's not a vastly different mix to the original, but the drums and that open up a bit more, so it is an interesting listen. But I just think it's weird that they went down that route where you can't listen to it digitally. At least for now, you
yeah.
can't listen to it digitally.
I was just about to say I have to check it out, but
Hmm.
or maybe someone's ripped it somewhere and put it up on one of these
Yeah, it'd be somewhere in
sites.
the
But
crevices of the internet, won't it?
yeah, that's it. Did you ever see them live out of interest?
I haven't, no. They're good.
I know. Oh yeah, I mean, like again, I saw them a few times before they kind of fell off, but I remember seeing them. They headlined Brixton Academy touring that album, which is obviously in the aftermath of Tom's death, and that was probably one of the most like emotional gigs I think I've ever been to. Like there was definitely like a big air of emotion in the venue.
Maybe it's
Um,
intense.
it was pretty intense, yeah.
Hmm.
But and that's why I love them until I didn't. But like, yeah, I think especially as Brits, they're a band that a lot of they had like quite a strong connection with a lot of the fan base over here.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't just like I say you dropped it on me. What my favorite albums are this year? The new Rob Zombie album. Have you listened to that?
I did. I don't think I maybe loved it as other people, but I thought it was the best thing I've heard from Rob in a fucking long time. Like there are
100%,
some
mate.
definitely some bangers on it. It's not
Hmm.
doing anything to reinvent the wheel, but it's
No,
just
well,
executed.
no, it's basically going back to basics and what surprised me more than anything else because I've followed them. You know, I liked most of John Five's stuff, and not to like discredit the guy because he's a great guitarist, but like with him leaving, it kind of recontextualized like how out of place he is in Rob Zombie. Just just like as soon as he left, like the Great Satan just brings back like the grittiness, like the raw grittiness again,
Mm.
which has been lacking since John Five's been in the band. So that was quite a surprise for me. So, but yeah,
Yeah,
just back to
sometimes you
basics.
need that. Yeah,
Mm,
sometimes something just gets forced on an artist, and that is for the for the better, right?
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
so yeah, that's definitely up there as as one of my favorites. What would you say is your most disappointing album this year so far?
Oh, okay. Now that one is a drop on me. Christ, most disappointing. One that comes to mind is probably the Gaerea album. I think they kind of went in a direction that felt like they were moving quite hard into like the mainstream metal approach, riffing from a lot of the popular bands. Like there's elements of like Bring Me the Horizon and fucking Bad Omens, and if you like that stuff, more power to you.
Yeah,
But you
it's
know,
the mainstream
but it was just
formula, isn't
like
it?
it's like yeah, there's like some auto tune on the cleans. There's like sort of like these weepy piano moments, some electronic moments that just feel very surface level. And not like they were like a really pure, like true black metal band in the first place. That I couldn't give two fucks about that personally. But yeah, it just felt like a very deliberate move into okay, now we want to make some money. Let's try and drop some of this stuff. Still
Yeah,
like some of it, but
yeah.
yeah, that was a bit underwhelming. The Poppy album, I was pretty underwhelmed by as well.
Mm.
It just felt, and I loved her. It's a bit weird because I loved the last album. This felt like just 2.0 of that, but everything was kind of worse. And it felt a bit like she's just rushing an album out to capitalize on like her current wave of popularity. But then I've not really listened to that for months, so maybe I'd feel a bit different now.
Yeah.
But those two feel like ones that I was pretty hyped for, but underwhelmed me. What about you? Any
Um,
stinkers coming to mind?
I mean, it's going to sound a bit lame to say, but I actually had a little bit of expectations for the new Black Veil Brides album. I didn't like any of the stuff previous, but the singles that they released last couple of years, I was like, yeah, these are not too bad. But listening to the whole thing, it's just a bloated mess. To put
Interesting.
it bluntly.
I checked out some of the singles because I saw a lot of hype around it. I saw a lot of people being like, "Oh, okay, it's time to take Black Veil Bride seriously now." Like they've dropped like one of the metal albums of the year. It's like, okay, Let's. I mean, I've not listened to them since they were like a meme band like 10 years ago, which everyone dunked on. And they
Yeah,
were, I guess, the singles were better than probably what I was expecting, better than their previous stuff. But I can't say
yeah,
it struck me as like
yeah. It's
album of the year
it's no
material.
longer unlistenable. It's more average.
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
that's
small
like
steps sometimes, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. But actually, well, something I was actually looking forward to was the Don Broco's Nightmare Tripping, which has
Okay,
some
yeah,
decent songs, but overall was a bit disappointing.
yeah. The
Again, what
band
you said, just
that
falling into the focusing too much on trends and sort of vapid tropes rather than writing a cohesive album.
yeah, I wasn't too hot on that one either. I thought there was one or two good moments, couple of good songs on it, but it was a bit of a mess. It's like the one with Sam Carter from Architects. I thought that was a bit of a disaster of a song, personally. Like they were
Yeah,
just trying like 100 different things in the space of a couple of minutes.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
That's basically the whole album, really, and it's just a hodgepodge of ideas that
yeah,
don't really work.
yeah. When Chad Kroger is the highlight of the album, I mean, I know there's a bit of a redemption story for Nickelback coming, but like when he's the highlight of the album, that
Yeah,
says something.
yeah. He is good in that song though.
He is.
Um, for me, at the minute, it was just like touching on albums from May. I would say that the biggest growing album for me this year um, is Kiefer Sutherland's Gaerea, which I don't know for people watching if they've listened to it, but I don't find his previous work that great to listen to. But this album, first impressions was like, yeah, this is solid songwriting, and then just listening to it over the course of the last couple of weeks, it's got it's just like that really catchy songwriting that kind of catches you off guard. And the more you listen to it, the more you realize this is actually really good songwriting.
So, as someone who hasn't listened to it, what kind of music does he play? Is it like very singer-songwriter? Is it folky? Is it rock? Like, what kind of music is Kiefer playing?
It's like Americana country, and I've reviewed the album, and I touch on how there's a lot of actors in Hollywood that when they move over to music, they do tend to gravitate towards that kind of style. Like David Duchovny's done the same thing, but nowhere near as good as on this. But um, it's just great songwriting. The production's fantastic. Like it's got a really almost psychedelic vibe to it, despite the fact that it is country music. And just like I said, just like really effective compositions with like really catchy hooks that kind of catch you off guard. So I would it set off as like a really good like a solid album, but now I'm like it's slowly creeping up to being in my top 10 albums of this year so far. So it's good. I
Interesting.
fully recommend it.
Any particular tracks worth shouting out? Any highlights?
Um, to me, it sounds like an album. It's like one of those I call them like vinyl albums where side A, side B, like the first like side A is more traditional Kiefer Sutherland stuff that he's done in the past. So it's more like radio friendly sort of country music, very glittery and polished. But like the second half, he really sort of experiments with his voice. So he does like so almost Tom Waits sort of approaches to stuff, um, which it can sound a bit strange at first, but I appreciate the attempt, if you get me.
Yeah, it would be very easy for him to do something completely unnoteworthy, and at least he's trying to do something
Yeah,
a bit
like,
unusual, bit of left field.
yeah. Well, I mean, like we just touched on before about going for the easy route to where the money may lie or whatever. You got to appreciate people taking the risks for the sake of trying to push themselves artistically.
100%. Even if it doesn't always pay off,
Mm,
the attempt is appreciated sometimes.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'd recommend that.
Sounds good. Sounds good. I guess in terms of other May highlights, got to talk about the new Converge record as well, Hum of Hurt. So I think it's a lot of the conversation is obviously going to be around comparing it to Love Is Not Enough. They're both great albums on their own merits. I think, it's not going to convert anyone who isn't a Converge fan. Converge are who they are. Like, they're heavy, aggressive. Like, they're a 10 on the scale of like heaviness and how impenetrable they can be if you're not into that kind of music. Um, I felt this one was probably a bit more punk, whereas Love Is Not Enough had a bit more of a metal edge. Like, the sound of the guitars had a bit more weight to it on that one. That one felt very precise, whereas this one feels a little bit rougher, a little bit loose around the edges. Like, they're happy to let like some of the notes just drag on or just jam out in some of the sections. Felt closer to like being a live set with them, but equally the songwriting on this one I felt was a bit more straightforward for Converge, like what we'd come to expect. Like, if I was to try to write a Converge song myself, I'd probably come up with something like Doom and Bloom, or It's Not Up to Us. Like, it was not. There's no real curveballs on the album, whereas I felt Love Is Not Enough definitely is a lot more outward facing, which is unusual for Converge. Like, it's not a political album, but there's definitely like a political slant to it. There's a lot of anger at the world, whereas Hum of Hurt is much more introspective, which is what we'd come to expect. But it's a great record. A couple of highlights on it, like Detonator is probably Jacob's best performance in a long time. Like, there's a real urgency and passion in some of his cleaner vocals in that one. Great chorus on it to boot. Dream Debris is like, I don't even know how you describe it. It's like a full post rock, borderline post metal song. Very thunderous bass lines throughout it. Like, Nate Newton has a killer performance on the whole album between the bass work and his backing vocals. Like, he's probably one of his best performances on a Converge record to date. And the closing couple of tracks, like Hum of Hurt, the single, was a track that was great as a standalone single, but when it's preceded by the interlude beforehand, it just fucking hits like so much harder after like the 2 minutes of build up and tension and like atmosphere and just the sense of like this repair that gets built up. It's a killer like couple of tracks to end the album off as well. But it's one of those albums that I'm sure if people are into Converge, they've already checked it out and made up their own mind. But yeah, it's another killer record from a killer band. Like, I don't know, do you have any additional thoughts, anything to chime in on that?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a massive Converge fan by any stretch of imagination. I obviously listen to Jane Doe and I like that, but I've never listened to anything up until Love's Not Enough, and I thought that record was okay, but you hit the nail on the head. Like, a lot of the appeal for for me is the like, it is super raw, very hardcore focused.
Yeah.
I think, and yeah, like you say, songwriting's really good. The title track is probably my favorite on there. But yeah, it doesn't pull any punches. Like you say, it's very rough around the edges. And yeah, just enjoyed it a lot more than the last record.
That's interesting. I think I probably prefer Love Is Not Enough personally, but they're both great. I think they both benefit from like the 9 year absence as well. Like, if Hum of Hurt had come out after a couple of years of the last album, it might have felt a little bit more ho hum for a Converge record. But after like a 9 year gap, you can't complain.
No. Is Hum of Hurt shorter? I don't know off the top of my head. It felt a lot quicker.
I think they're both around half an hour. Like, the Love Is Not Enough is about half an hour. I think that's like they're both clocking in at 30 minutes. They're both pretty tight.
Right. It just don't know. Hum of Hurt just seems to flow better to me. I don't know why.
Yeah, Love Is Not Enough definitely has like a side A and a side B. Like, the first couple of tracks are like very, very like erratic and quite short. Then you've got like an interlude in the middle, and then like some longer, more emotional pieces on the back end. Whereas I think, yeah, Hum of Hurt feels like one long continuous flow. Like, there's not like a big break and okay, we're going to switch the style up a bit like there is on Love Is Not Enough. But I think they are literally about roughly the same length,
All right,
which is quite crazy.
Yeah, it just goes to show you, doesn't it, what you gravitate towards. So
Yeah.
Other highlights from May for me would be Mel C's Sweat, which is obviously Mel C's she's primarily known for being a Spice Girl. In my opinion, the most talented Spice Girl. The reason why I think this is a good album is she's just a really talented musician. So anything that I've listened to, it's always at the very least been an enjoyable listen. And the approach with Sweat this time is to basically write an album that's centered around exercising. So it's basically an exercise album that you work out.
Okay.
So it's like
A
high.
concept, a pop concept album almost, would you
Yeah,
say?
basically, yeah. It's just basically. I mean, obviously, because she's like sporty spice. I don't want to like be cliche, but She's always looked after herself. So I think the idea was that uh, she wanted to make a record that was for people to work out to. So it's high tempo, 90s nostalgia centered dance music. So and it's pretty good.
It's an interesting choice because I think she's got to be quite a niche artist these days. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know actually charts or anything like that. Like, I'm not tuned in. Fuck, who cares a fuck about charts these
No.
days? But I can't. I have no idea commercially how successful she is. But it's great that she's still making music, and if it's still actually good,
Yeah, she
then
always
more
mixes
power
it up
to
as
her.
well because the she did down a couple of years ago, which was it it was just a no frills pop album, but she's just got a good voice. She knows how to write songs. So I just can't. I think Sweaty can't really fault it for what it is. So if you are looking for sort of that nineties dance vibe, it captures that pretty well. So
I mean, 90s nostalgia is pretty big these days, right?
hmm,
There's a lot of people riffing from different eras of the 90s.
good era.
Best era, some might say.
What about you?
But
Got any going on?
I think I'm going to talk about the Static Dress album in a moment. But I think while we're on the subject of pop albums, the new Olivia Rodrigo album has just dropped. I don't know whether that's something you would be interested in, but and again, like pop music isn't usually my main forte, but I think the Olivia Rodrigo album has to be it's going to be a contender for the pop album of the year. Like she's a great singer songwriter, great voice behind her, um, something with a broader appeal than a lot of like I guess more mainstream, less talented pop artists. But it has literally just come out as of yesterday, so I
Yeah,
think there's going to be a lot more to talk about and get into with it.
yeah, it's got a very high score. I know it's just a review just dropped on it, very high score. I've never heard of it. I'd never heard of it till saw the review
Oh,
drop. So
really?
yeah, so I do need to check her out.
Yeah, she's this is what third album. I wanna say she came from well, not like Disney, but she had some sort of background before her musical career. So there was a lot of hype before she even came with her first album. But yeah, the new album it's got a lot of like 90s like alt rock sort of influence in it. There's a song with Robert Smith of The Cure. The
Oh, cool.
single called "The Cure" is fantastic, probably her best single to date. But yeah,
Right,
give it a listen, man.
sold it to me. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out.
If we can sell one album, that's job done on this.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, the other album like to highlight, and then we might do a bit of a quick fire. Right? Fuck those. We're gonna riff it. But the other one let's talk about is the Static Dress album, which certainly on Sputnik got a lot of talk, and it is another fantastic metalcore core adjacent, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Like it's kind of MySpace era emo, screamo mixed with that post-hardcore and metalcore, whatever you want to call it. It goes pretty hard. Like there's just so many high energy, just moments of like destruction on this. Like there's a track with Under Oath, which is just absolutely like just chaos towards the end. It's I feel like it's an album that when you see a band live and they just smash their gear up at the end of a gig, and it's like, holy shit, this is like so cool and so crazy. There's moments like that every other song on this, like just where the band are just like fucking tearing shit down in the studio. But it's also like definitely their best in terms of songwriting. Like they're of their two or three releases so far. There's definitely maturity there. They're not relying on like pure like heaviness and like those sort of screamo moments. There's some more restrained songs. Like there's a song called Hospice, which is one of the singles, which definitely feels like an attempt at like a My Chemical Romance sort of big and sort of anthemic stadium rocker with a bit of like teenage angst in there as well. There's some other songs like Treading, Adapter, which are again more restrained, not quite as heavy, but still very catchy. Yeah, they're one of the most exciting bands I think out there, like young bands who are coming up, and there's a lot of bands of their ilk right now, like Loathe or another one who are getting a lot of talk. But I think in terms of modern, young metalcore bands who are on the come up, bands who are like the younger generation, generation below us are probably going to be into. I think Static Dress have got to be one of the most exciting prospects out there today.
yeah,
Yeah, it's definitely in my top five, I'd say, for the year so far.
yeah.
I have you given it a listen
I
or any
have.
thoughts?
And
You have? Okay. You sit patiently waiting for me to finish.
No, I just securely
Yeah.
lump it in the. There's a certain type of music on Sputnik, like you say, that people gravitate towards. It's like that post-hardcore sort of sound, which people fall into. It's like Instant Five. I thought it was a solid record, but I like quickly forgot about it after pretty much listening to it. Didn't really rate much about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess it's your genre preferences, right? Like if that's your thing, it's about as good as it probably gets, I dare say. But if it's not your thing, then
I
you
don't
can
mean
bounce
that as
off of
in
it.
like
Yeah.
it's terrible. It is a great record, but I just didn't really see it as like the second coming of Christ, which is what it's getting hailed as being.
Yeah. As someone who thought it was great, I probably agree. There are some people who are very quick to, um, slap an all-timer rating on something like that.
Yeah,
But maybe that's just me. I'm more restrained, and I tend to
yeah,
like let things sit
mm,
before I then say, "Oh, actually, no, fuck it. Maybe this is worth the hype."
yeah, yeah.
But
So yes, that's I'm happy with that for like looking back at last month to see what were good records. You happy with that? Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I
So
am. I mean, I'm just gonna. Oh, do you want to talk about some stuff coming up, or should we look at some of the other releases? Just sort of quiz through if you've got any thoughts.
yeah, you can do that. Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, so I've just got a few of the other notable releases. Evanescence, Sanctuary.
I'll
Did you hear
listen
any of
to that.
this?
I have listened
Oh
to
yeah.
that. Yeah, I thought it was bang average.
I mean, it's an Evanescence album in 2026.
Yeah,
Like that
I
is what we
feel
should expect, I think.
the thing is, I do like Evanescence. I think the problem with it is that it lacks like memorable tracks. It's just Evanescence paint by numbers, in my opinion. Like all solid, well made stuff, but nothing that particularly sits with you after you finished it.
Yeah. I think Evanescence was such a weird band in a way because they really are like still so popular off the strength of like one song. Like
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a couple okay, they had a couple of songs on that
mm,
first album, Fallen, but
yeah,
even then no one looks back at Fallen as like, oh, Fallen was like such a great album, like an all-timer album. It's not. It's like it's got a couple of tracks.
yeah,
And they're still so popular off the strength of that, which I guess is like, speaks to how much those tracks resonated with people. And I guess, female fronted rock band obviously was big for a lot of girl fans.
Did you
Um,
listen to it?
I heard some of it. I didn't listen to the whole thing, but I
Mm,
agree. I thought it was fine. I thought if you're listening to like a pop metal, generic sort of pop, it's very easy, accessible metal, you could do a lot worse.
yeah.
It's a very standard Jordan Fish album in the production all sounds the same as like anything else he touches.
Oh, did he produce that?
Yeah, he produced it.
Right, right. Didn't know
But then,
that.
but then again, it's like who's listening to an Evanescence record for the guitars and the drums? Like no one. Let's be honest, no one cares about that in an
Yeah,
Evanescence record. It's
yeah,
generic metal instrumentation with Amy Lee, and she sounds really good. Like, she's got a great voice, but
yeah.
yeah, I mean, it didn't particularly light my fire.
No, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. What else? We've got a lot of talk around Death Cab for Cutie. I built you a tower.
Not listening to
Any?
that.
It's not one I've listened to. No,
No,
I mean, I like Death Cab for Cutie back in the day. Not listened to them for quite some time. Shinedown 8.
no, not listening to that either.
I don't. You've not missed anything. I mean, I've not listened to it because, frankly, 18 tracks of Shinedown sounds like
Is that what
prison
it
torture.
is?
It's 18 tracks. Fuck
Bloody
me,
hell.
I know. Who's listening to 18 tracks of Shinedown in the year of our Lord 2026? I heard the single is again pretty standard, right? Pretty much what you'd expect from mainstream pop metal stuff in 2026. Uh, Vince Staples. I don't know what you're like. Is hip hop in your periphery? Like, is that something you listen to a lot of?
I was I listen to all like 90s hip hop. Uh it depends. So, like Kendrick Lamar, I like Kendrick Lamar and a couple of others, but yeah, generally not really my wheelhouse.
Fair enough. I
Which is
mean, we've got
ironic because I'm
new.
actually in a hip hop band.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Oh, you play bass, right?
yeah, yeah. So take that as you will.
What kind of stuff do you play? Is it
Uh,
are you a tribute band? Do you write your own stuff?
no, it's our own stuff. Yeah, it's a mixture of 90s hip hop and sort of the new metal tinged riffs with a bit of
I
experimentation as
see.
well. So, but yeah, just funny, just saying it out loud there that it's not really a focal point of mine. Listening in my free time.
You know what? I mean, hip hop's having a bit of a shit year anyway. I mean, as much as like the metal scene is really thriving, hip hop's definitely having a bit of a weak one. The only real notable one I think recently was the Vince Staples album "Cry Baby," which is it's a very politically charged album. Like it's look at the front cover, it's got a Donald Trump baby crying, and he is using a lot more rock instrumentation on this album. Like it's very like post punky sort of. The idea is it's like a live band, but it just doesn't really translate as well on record, in my opinion. Got a couple of good tracks, but it kind of just feels like
I
a
mean,
Levi's advert music.
elevated music. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Like you said earlier, I appreciate the attempt of what he's trying to do here. It just doesn't quite nail the execution, and it feels like the instrumentation is too sleepy and too laid back for like how pointed a lot of his lyrics are.
yeah. I
What else?
you say hip hop's not doing great this year, but Drake's dropped 3 new albums.
I mean, what? I mean, exactly. That's real. That's real. That's a real bad state of affairs with fucking Drake. It's like flogging the chart still. I mean, I'm not even going to pretend I listened to any of them. I heard a couple of the singles. They were ranged from terrible to okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, who's listening to that in 2026,
No,
man?
I don't
Come
even
on.
know what the gambit is with that. 3 albums, like they're all dropped at
Well,
once as well.
the supposed reasoning was he wants to get out of his record label, so you've got
Ah,
to clear your quota.
right.
I'm a bit more of a skeptic. I think he just wanted to like flood all the fucking algorithms with as much shit as he can, right? Because that's
Yeah,
how these artists these guys get paid. It's just as much shit as you can get into Spotify, get the listens up. That's how he gets paid. So just fill it with, here you go, there's 30, 40 tracks to just, some of it will stick, right?
yeah,
Um,
yeah. I think you're
so it
onto
is,
something.
yeah. What else have we got? The Boards of Canada album,
Yes,
Inferno.
so I recently was it? I think it was the start of this. No, I think it was last year. I got into them. A friend recommended them to me. The great band, great band. So obviously listening to this new one, I've only listened to it a couple of times, so I can't really give a definitive sort of opinion on it. But it's good. It's really good. Very experimental.
Yeah.
And it definitely carries the mantle to the previous work. But like I say, I need to listen to it a few more times before I can give a firm opinion on it.
I'm still kind of digesting it a bit myself. I mean, I love them. I mean, their first couple of albums, Music Has the Right to Children and Giagadi, maybe my two favorite electronic albums of all time, certainly up there.
Mm.
I I don't know. Maybe it was because it was a reaction to seeing everyone like again like the love fest of like, oh, five, 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 five. My initial reaction wasn't as into it as some other people are.
Yeah,
I actually thought when I was listening to it the first couple of times, I felt a bit bored by some of the track, like some passages of it.
yeah,
Um, I've got more into it the more I've listened to it and let it digest. But I definitely think it's one of the weaker albums in their catalog.
mm.
Controversial opinion, maybe, but it's still a good record
Yeah,
at worst, right?
yeah,
There's some absolutely great tracks on it. Um, I'm probably enjoying it more just listening to the highlights than listening to it as a front to back experience, which feels wrong for this kind of music. But
yeah.
yeah, maybe I'll enjoy it more with more time.
Yeah, it definitely feels like more of a grower album to me.
Yeah,
You just tell by the way that it's been composed. But yeah, I 100% agree. There's a lot of feels like there's a lot of moments that you kind of zone out to. Um, so, but like I say, maybe I'll appreciate it more with some more listens.
for sure. Modest Mouse, is that something you're into? It's
I
not something
used
I've
to,
listened to.
yeah, no, I used to like I used to listen to them quite a lot. About 20 years ago. But no, I've not listened to the new album. I didn't even know there was a new album, to be honest.
Yeah, that's getting some talk. And similarly, I like that the 90s and early 2000s Modest Mouse, but similar to Death Cab for Cutie, I haven't listened to them for quite some time. August Burns Red, they've got a new album out.
Not
It's
listened to it.
some more well executed metalcore, if a bit standard for them. What else have we got? Violet Grohl. Have you heard any of the Violet Grohl stuff that's come out?
No.
That might be up your alley. That's very. It's so like cliche. It's just so like 90s coded, of course, like alt rock, grunge. She's definitely like leaning into like that era of her dad's work.
Yeah.
The
Good.
tracks are quite short. Yeah, the tracks are quite short. Like it feels a bit like Gen Z attention span.
Thing is, you say that, but as I get older, I used to be of the opinion, I used to listen to a lot of prog rock and that, and I was like, oh, 2 hour albums, that's where it's at. But as I get older, I'm like, I want a 30-minute album. I just want a 30-minute album that just
Yeah,
comes in, blows the doors off, and then walks back out. That's what I look
there's
for.
definitely I'm kind of with you. I definitely appreciate like brevity a lot
Mm.
more now. Like respect my time. And
Yeah.
I think it's just as you get older, right? We've got life, other shit gets in the way. I haven't
Mm.
got two, as you say, like 90 minutes, 2 hours to sit down and listen to something
Yeah.
uninterrupted these days.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Violet Grohl, that's out. Devin Townsend, The Moth. Fuck me, there's a lot that could be talking. A lot to be said about
Yeah.
this one.
I actually meant to. I've not checked it out. It is on my to listen to. Have you listened to it?
I have.
What do you think?
It's God, there's a lot to say. It's you have to listen to it in one sitting. It's one linear. It's basically like a symphony, like it's a what's the like an opera. It's an opera with some metal flourishings on top. It's probably his most like complex and difficult album. None of that
Wow.
means it's that. I know, for a Devin that says a lot, but it genuinely is. Um, I've given it quite a few listens, and I'm still not really vibing with it. Like there are individual moments scattered throughout, but they're quite few and far between. And there's just so much going on, but also so little that kind of sticks with you and is memorable. Yeah, it's a bit too mad scientist, I think, unfortunately.
That's a
But
shame.
you should, yeah, listen to it and give it your own opinion, I'd say. But yeah, considering how much time, effort, passion, like the ambition of it, it just doesn't stick with you as much as it probably should. And
Yeah.
if you're a Devin Townsend fan, there's already like symphonic Devin Townsend works out there where are very similar to this, but much more memorable, like the song Why, the Epic Cloud album. What was the other one off of the project? I can't remember it. I'm drawing a blank on it now. But yeah, he's done other symphonic work like that is more memorable, more catchy than this. So I think it's going to be one for the diehards and the diehards alone.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll still check it out. The single that I heard was sounding good, so I just never got around to checking it out.
Yeah, that is one you need to carve out an hour or so for and sit down properly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, Other releases, we got All Them Witches. Any
No,
thought?
don't
No,
know. Nope.
no. Guilt Trip. They're a UK metalcore band who are making waves. It's pretty decent.
Yeah.
Bit new metal influence on it. That might appeal to you. It's got
Yeah.
like they're clearly new metal fans. It has Sonny from POD as a feature on it. So like it is like still standard hardcore beatdown stuff, but there's like a new metal, alt metal, rap metal tinge to it. It's particularly in the vocals. It feels like he's rapping more than like doing this hardcore screams.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, Elder through Zero. That's another one getting a lot of talk at the moment. Is
Yeah,
that on
but
your radar?
listened to that once. That was again first time hearing them. But that was good. Have you heard that?
Yeah, I have. Elder are probably one of my favorite bands. Actually, seen
Are
them
they?
quite a bunch of times. Yeah, I've been a fan since Dead Root Stirring,
Hmm.
which you should check out. It's I always feel it's like it's a cross between Black Sabbath and Jimi Hendrix, and like what more praise could you lump on an album?
Yeah.
But yeah, like, they are definitely one of the best stoner psychedelic prog bands of the last 15 odd years or however long they've been around. This is another great album from them. It's got like a very sun-kissed summery vibe as well, which feels quite it's the right time for it. But yeah, it's just like great Elder where you can just like really get lost, just zone out to it in like the jams and the riffs and the
Yeah.
whole vibes of the whole thing, and then it will just wake you up with like some killer riffs that it just nosedives into, or another really it's like head banging, head bopping section. Really appreciate the keys on this as well. Like they're using the keys a lot more effectively. It gives it a very like spacey, cosmic vibe at times. Um, yeah, if that's your kind of shit, man, it's definitely one of the best albums for that type this year.
Yeah, it was again I've only heard it once, but from what I took from it, it was a very riff based sort of like say stonery, very atmospheric. Definitely need to check it out some more because it was good.
Good stuff. Similarly, Monolord, they've got a new one out. That mean much to you?
No,
Nope. Slift. Slift are
no,
quite hot right now.
no.
Okay, this the Slift album has only just come out, I think, but that's another very good psychedelic, proggy band on the come up. New album's out. That's pretty good. Um, I think that's probably the main releases. There's a few other niche ones there, but I mean, do you have any thoughts on, say, the Hammock album, or what else have we got? 100 Demons, Double A Williams, the releases you've had a chance to check out at all?
No, not check those out.
No. Okay, sweet. I think that's everything in the past. Is there anything
Yep.
else that we've missed to throw out from your side?
Um, no, I think that pretty much covers it for the past.
Yeah.
For me, just for people watching, I've not listened to a great deal of stuff from last month, but I've been listening to stuff that's coming up. So there's two folk albums that I've got reviews for. One of them's called Leve Wars of Abstraction. That is out on June 26th. That is produced by Muskox Nathaniel Lorche. I don't know if you know Muskox, the Canadian.
Yeah, I think I've listened to them in the past. They're very neo-folky, right? Very like gloomy,
Yeah, they're a
sort of
Canadian,
autumnal vibes.
yeah, dark folk trio, legendary. So Nathaniel's basically taken on production duties with an up and coming virtuoso called Matthew Nichols, and the I don't want to give too much away, but it's a very for an acoustic art. It's literally just an acoustic guitar. It is very ambitious. The guy has got some absolutely mental chops on him. So um, very focused on. You can tell that Matthew's a fan. Well, obviously Nathaniel is as well, but Matthew's a fan of metal music, progressive metal music. So all that translates. So even though it's a folk album, it's got a good twist to it. So I definitely recommend that. The other one is Thurnin's Termine. Have you heard of Thurnin before?
It's a name I've seen around, but I don't think I've ever listened to them. So
Right.
tell
So
us a little bit more about who they are, or
yep. So it's a
what kind of
solo
music they do.
project by um, Eurytime. He's from the Netherlands. I got into him through Utasita, which is a fantastic album. This is going to be his fourth studio album, and he is very open on social media as saying this could well be due to the state of the music industry at the minute. This could be his last album. So this has been in the works for quite a few years now, and again, not to give too much away, but I think this is easily the best thing he's ever done, and it's looking to be one of my favorite albums of this year as well. So that's out the 3rd of July. So that's definitely one to watch out for as well.
I have to give that a listen. Is that more in the dark folk territory, would you say, or
Yeah, so the difference between Livy's Was Abstraction and Terminator is that Fernin's Dark Folk is it's not just like acoustic guitars. There's a lot of other things going on. So that there's like vocals that harmonize with the guitars. There's a lot of effects, like ethereal effects over them and stuff. So if you like that sort of, it's almost like game soundtracks. That's got that kind of vibe. That's the kind of sound that Fernin has. So yeah, if you like dark folk or acoustic music or soundtracks, I mean, I'm a massive fan of soundtracks. I don't know if you are. Um, then you'll love all of Fernin's work. But I feel like Terminator is it's a culmination of everything that he's done previous So he basically grabs the last 3 albums, elements from each of those albums, and just crafts the strongest sound he's done yet. So I hope he does carry on after this album, because it would be a sad shame if he didn't. But it'd be a hell of a way to end it.
Sounds it. I'll have to definitely give them a listen and check them out, man. You've sold it to me.
Cool.
That's it. Before we get into other stuff, looking ahead, I guess we're speaking on a Saturday. Release day was yesterday. There was a couple of albums that came out yesterday that I've had a couple of listens to, or one listen to. The new Khemmis album. Have you heard of Khemmis, or are they on your radar?
No.
They doom metal, very like US. What would you say? Like traditional heavy metal, I guess. Like very cleanly sung, but like a lot of weight to it, but very doomy. First couple of albums were way doomier. Like they got a lot of hype off the first couple of albums. Like the songs were like 10-minute long, very heavy, very slow. Last couple of albums shortened things up, went a little bit more accessible. And this album is still of that same wavelength, but it's still just fun. It's just like accessible, heavy metal, slight doom focus to it. But they're just having a lot of fun with it. It's songs about fucking riding into battle and all that kind of shit.
I love stuff like
one
that.
of them. You've got to check Khemmis out, man.
I mean, not to put it detrimentally, you could say like derivative, but there's a good derivative where it's aware of it just catering to a specific group or people that like that sort of music, and they just own it. I love stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think they're probably one of the best, most consistent bands in that lane of the last several years. Very similar to like a pallbearer, if that means much to you. But yeah, another very strong band in that lane. So their new Khemmis album, yeah, first impressions, it's a lot of fun. It's not their best, but it's still another worthy release from them. The new Fires in the Distance album, again, probably not as widely known, but they had a very popular album last time, which I probably need to revisit now. But this new one it's a more great atmospheric, melodic death doom metal. Probably one of my favorite melodic death metal albums of the year after the At the Gates album. Again, they've kind of tightened up some of the songwriting. Some of the songs are a little bit shorter on it, but it feels a bit more direct. Feels a bit weightier and a bit heavier. Like there's more meat in the riffs. Yeah, another very strong metal release out this week. And Genghis Tron is another one I probably need to digest a bit. I feel like they're a fucking weird band. I mean, do you ever listen to Genghis Tron?
No, the name sounds amazing though.
Yeah, I think they started up. I mean, I don't know how. I'm assuming you're a similar age to me, like mid-30s. Apologies if you're like 25 and I've.
No, mid-30. Yeah.
But I feel like they broke out when we must have been like sixth form, university era, and they've had like such long pauses in their career because they were like pioneers of what was like cyber grind, which was like one of those genres that was around for like 5 minutes in like the MySpace era of like mixing like grindcore with like very glitchy electronics. Obviously hasn't caught on because I couldn't name a single other cyber grind band out there. But they've yeah, I know. Man, honestly, metal genres and their niches, man. Like they go into like such small funnels. But this new one like is a lot more expansive. It's not quite as grindy. It's a lot more like industrial, a lot more electronic. Yeah, definitely one I need to sit with a few more times, but I'm enjoying it so far. And I think people who enjoy like industrial music will probably get a kick out of it as well.
Yeah, cool. So I don't know if you were things to looking forward to.
Yeah. I think let's move on. What's coming up in the next few weeks.
Well, so yesterday, I don't know if you're a Bring Me the Horizon fan, but they dropped the what are they calling it? It's not the remaster.
It's a remake or a remaster of some sort. Yeah, it's a remake, right? They're re-recording all of it from scratch.
Yeah, they're calling it Repent, aren't they? The Repent edition, I think.
Yeah,
that's what it is. Yeah. So they dropped Black and Blue yesterday. Have you listened to that?
I have. So Bring Me the Horizon are one of those bands I think I wrote off like when I was much younger, like because deathcore wasn't really my thing growing up. I kind of thought that was kind of shit. I probably like one or two songs. Then as they moved into like the pop metal space again, like, I probably like one or two songs from that era, but generally not my bag. But I respect what they've done with this. Like for them to be in this point in their career where they could just keep churning out very easy, accessible pop metal shit, to go back to doing like a real aggressive in your face deathcore album, even if it is a rehash of their old album, it's a pretty interesting move, I think.
Yeah, so
What about? I take it you're a fan, so you tell me from the point of view of someone who's actually a fan of the band what you think.
Well, Count Your Blessings was always one I was never a fan of. I liked them after this album for a number of reasons. Wasn't really a fan of the deathcore sounds that they had, and the production on Count Your Blessings was fucking terrible, if you ask me. So when this was announced, I know there's a lot of hardcore fans for it. When it was announced, I thought if they approach it with some kind of reverence, I thought there's a lot of potential because there's a lot of room for improvement. But reading a lot of comments from people, they were obviously concerned that for what you're saying, because they've moved on to like being pop rock, like pioneers of like mainstream metal, that it was kind of going to be something that takes a lot of liberties on what the original was about.
Compromising that heaviness, right?
Yeah.
But
so when that kick dropped yesterday, I was just like, wow, that is amazing.
I think they put that shit to bed pretty quickly. It's you can't say it's not heavy. It goes pretty hard, right? And the production, I mean, I've not listened to the original to comment on it, but the production on this new track is pretty fucking sick.
It's heavy.
It's about as good as it gets as a fucking deathcore record, I'd say.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of people wrote Ollie off not being. You get all those things, don't you? Same with Avenged Sevenfold, other bands where they shift the sound, and you get the rumors that they can't do the screams anymore. Yeah, all that kind of stuff. So I mean, the basically just slapped all that down, and I like to hope that people are excited now because it's clear that they are sticking to the source material and they're literally just basically improving it with modern technology. So I'm really looking forward to this.
I think I'll be checking it out, and hopefully I'm on board with it as well as much as you are. But yeah, like I'm much more interested than this than if they continue doing the kind of stuff they've done on the last couple of record releases.
Yeah, cool. Do you like Interpol?
I do like Interpol.
They've got a new album out, right? The announcement of their new album.
So I approached it with a bit of skepticism, I guess. As much as I like them, I think they're a band that is very easy to just like, okay, yeah, they sound the same. Like they've got quite a defined sound. And but I enjoyed them. I've only listened to them once or twice since they came out with this couple of singles. But I appreciate that they've like mixed things up very slightly, like adding some more instrumentation. I think they're now a 5-piece as well. So yeah, I think it's still going to be very standard Interpol, but there's still an effort to not just churn out the same old shit. Like they made an effort to introduce some new wrinkles to their existing sound. So I expect it'll be good, if not like blow away great. But I enjoyed the singles. What about you?
Yeah. I still enjoyed all their albums up until this point, but the track, the title track in particular, This Mirror Weighs a Ton, really, like you said, it seems like they are taken on board and trying to sort of add a couple of new tools to the tool set, because he does take a different approach. Like the whole thing sonically and vocally just sounds different to anything else that they've done. So I'm hoping that there's going to be more of the title track sort of risks than, like, say, going for just the usual paint by numbers sound.
Yeah, I really like Paul Banks as a frontman. Like he's got such a great voice on him, and it'll be interesting to see what the reception is, because there was a point in time like 20 years ago, like Interpol were probably one of the most sought after bands going. Like they were so acclaimed by so many people, but the style of music that they play isn't really like, doesn't really feel like it's in vogue anymore. Like that sort of moody post-punk, I guess you'd call it, that sort of very I guess like it's very distinct to like the New York scene. I think like you had other bands like the Yeah, it's like there was a whole wave of them at that point in the 2000s, but it's pretty old. Like it's long past like being popular now. But
Yeah,
hopefully it turns out to be another good one.
yeah, agreed. What do you think about where Muse are these days?
I was just looking at that one. That was the one I was just about to bring up, the Muse album. So I might be like the party pooper on this one. I don't know. I mean, I loved Muse, like their original run, like most people. I've still got friends who are like, oh, all the recent stuff's really good as well. I'm like, no, it ain't. Like, come on,
It's
like it's like no, it isn't. But the singles they've released, to me, they are definitely an improvement. But I just can't help but feel like they're just like rehashing the sound from 20 years ago, but not as good. It's like they've done I can't remember the name of the sort of the singles, but one of them felt like a plug-in baby sequel. One of them felt like a Sing for Absolution sequel. And it was like, okay, like I guess if you're really into Muse, this is what you want to hear from them. But it didn't excite me that much. But I might be the contrarian on that one.
no, I don't think you are. I mean, for me, I'm kind of numb to Muse now. I'm saying with you, like
Yeah,
the first four or so records are amazing, but they got to a certain point where they
they've got
just went
more
off
bad
the
albums than
rails.
good albums now. Yeah, they've got more
Yeah,
bad albums than good albums, right?
yeah, and it feels more to me like Matt Bellamy refuses to acknowledge what the fans want. Like, don't get me wrong. I mean, artists are well, they're entitled to do what they want to do,
and they're
but
still and they're still really popular, right? Like it'll still really sell really well. They still sell out arenas out, so commercially it will do well. But
yeah, I don't know. Like I say, just from being numb, I've got to a point now where the sounds so batshit to me. What they do, like the whole thing, just feels like a big joke. It's got to the point where I feel like I've got like, um, I don't know, just
an indifference to them, right? Like it's hard to get excited by a Muse album in 2026, at least for me.
yeah, uh,
I appreciate that they might be moving in a better direction, taking it back to the sound that made them popular in the first place and what people want to hear. For me, it's a bit too little, too late.
yeah, yeah.
But
Well, I think it's one of those we'll see. Um,
yeah,
I mean, the last album was terrible, but kind of in a good way. But like I say, they
was
seem
that
to be
yeah
kind of
was
tapping
that
into that nostalgia. So we'll see if it pays off.
yeah was the last album Will of the People? Was that
Yeah,
album?
yeah,
Oh fuck me, that was bad.
it
Like
was. It
I don't
was
know. I know
bad.
you're a Marilyn Manson. Yeah, I think you're a Marilyn Manson fan, right? But there was a couple of songs on it. I just felt like they were just ripping off. Like,
Yeah,
what was the song that was like just ripped off "Beautiful People"? It's like,
yeah,
where are we? Like, Muse are ripping off that track with like these like weird, completely nothing, but trying to be political and deep lyrics. It's like just but saying absolutely nothing with it. It's just like, fuck
yeah.
me.
It's a hodgepodge of
Um,
just bizarre ideas that didn't work. But like, it is terrible, and I do get why people despise that record. But for me, just it was a bit it was a bit fun. There was a fun element to it. I think like they just owned.
so bad it's good.
Yeah, basically, yeah. I don't know if they're aware of that, but that's the way I took it. I took it as it's shit, but it's I can't listen to it with some
Yeah.
sort of enjoyment from it. It's funny you mentioned Marilyn Manson though. I don't know if you are a fan, but he also dropped Exit Wound yesterday. Have you listened to that?
I heard it yesterday briefly. It was good. It
Yeah,
didn't excite me as much as some of his other can't talk some of his other singles, but it was a decent track. I thought, yeah.
yeah. So 14th of August, he's releasing the second part to One Assassination Under God, which I'm very excited for. Um, Obviously, controversies aside, um, I am looking forward to this because I have a feeling this is going to be part one was kind of a compromise between his older sound and the newer stuff he did with Tyler Bates. Um, but it was like a sound that was in the right direction to what older fans like myself enjoyed. But I do feel like the second part, because Front Towards Enemies on there, which was it was like a B-side track to a maxi single that wasn't released when when the first part came out. So that's going to be on this new album, and that is heavy as fuck. So I have a feeling this new album's going to be really leaning in the heavy side of his sound. So we'll see.
That's good. Yeah. I like plenty of Manson. You know,
Mm.
again, don't like him as a human being, I guess.
Yeah.
But I like some
Yeah.
of his music.
Mm.
So I guess I'll check that out for sure.
Yeah. Cool.
What else is on the radar? I think those are probably the big headline ones. There's some other underground stuff coming out. Warning. Does that mean much to you? The band Warning,
No.
British doom metal. They had one album about again like 20 years ago. It's the same guy who does 40 Watt Sun.
All right.
So Warning, they did that one album. What's it called? Fires in the Distance. It was really acclaimed. Like it's still acclaimed to this day as like one of the best doom metal albums of all time. And they're doing the follow up to that. That's coming out in a couple of weeks as well. So doom metal fans, I'm sure, will be on that one.
Yeah.
Butthole Surfers.
Yeah, I used to listen to those.
Yeah, no, they've got some good stuff, man. But they've got an album that I think it's called After the Astronaut. I think it was recorded in '97 and then was like shelved for one reason or another, and they're just now releasing it. So I think hopefully it's going to be a bit more in line with like their '90s sound, which was some pretty good, pretty weird noise rock stuff.
Cool. Why was it shelved?
I don't know the law of it, but I think it was like a record label dispute. But
Right.
Don't quote me on that. But
Right.
yeah, it's one of those albums that's been on the shelf for decades and now is finally getting to see daylight.
Yeah, cool.
What else have we got? Still Remains, big metalcore act from the early 2000s or mid 2000s, I think they were. They've got an EP coming out soon. I remember they had that track, Still Captive, that was quite big over here. That was on Kerrang a lot. What else have we got? Zao, metalcore band. Mean much to you?
No.
They've got an EP coming out of covers, but the funny thing around this was that they had to put on social media. They put a bunch of posts up when they were trying to upload it to some of the platforms. They got flagged as like AI generated. They got flagged like this is AI music, and they had to post on social media and be like, "Look, here is like clips of the raw master and like the raw recordings. We're not an AI band. Like we're a fucking underground like metalcore band." And this is just like, so it's one of those knock-on effects of the AI slop wave right now, where genuine artists are just getting flagged by the auto checks to say, "Oh, this sounds very similar." It's like, yes, because the AI stuff is trained on our fucking music.
Yeah.
That's why. It's just like
it's a crazy time to be alive, man.
It's one step closer to the fucking dystopia, isn't it?
It is mental.
Oh man. Yeah, and then there's a couple of other underground ones. Truck Violence, they're an up and coming band on the Flesner. Flesner, one of the best underground labels right now. I think a lot of eyes are going to be on this because anything that comes on the Flesner, people have got an eye on it because it might be the next Chat Pile or another breakout band. So Truck Violence is one to keep an eye on. Shane Embury of Napalm Death has a solo album coming out. Absolutely not what you'd expect from someone who's been involved in like the extreme metal space. It's very much like an industrial electronic album, judging from the singles. That's going to be, it's something I didn't really expect. I had the singles, I was like, oh shit, I will have to pay attention to this. That's a very, very left field move, but Shane Embury's been involved in some other more industrial projects in his career, so that could turn out to be a bit of a sleeper hit. Anything else from your side on the horizon?
No, that's it for up and coming recent releases. Just putting it out there, like obviously this is a new thing, first episode. So if you have any ideas on one of the things that was brought up on a YouTube video, I forget which YouTube video it was, but having the weekly releases translated into a YouTube video, obviously resources permitted, but that's not a bad idea. But generally, if anyone's got any ideas on what they'd like to see, we'd be up for experimenting and delivering to you.
Yeah, and I guess if anyone wants to join the panel for the next episode, give us a shout.
Definitely, yeah.
Don't know when that next panel will be, but we'll try and do one in June and try and maybe get a monthly cadence going.